The OC.
The film breakdown.
All right, so look, guys, man, we're going to get into the Micah Parsons film, him being a dominant glue, aka, in my opinion, probably the most dominant defensive player in the National Football League. We got a special bonus that I'm going to explain at the end. You got to stay to the end of the video to hear what also helped put Micah Parsons in this position. But hey, let's get into the film and we'll look at this first play. And you see Micah Parsons at the top of the screen there. We're on a wide angle here and we'll freeze it. And so notice the Giants here are in a spread formation. And as I run this playback, you guys will be able to see it. So you can even look at this angle in particular, you'll see the spread formation. So this is really a great opportunity for our defense, in particular Micah Parsons, to get off and have one-on-one matchups. Also, if you notice the alignment of the defensive tackle at the top of the screen, he's wider. So normally that defensive tackle will be in a little bit tighter to that left guard, but he's playing almost heads up on the tackle. So as a teaching point for you guys that want to learn the game, understand that when you see wide defensive tackles and you see a defensive end next to them, more than likely you're going to have a DE game or a defensive tackle end game. You're going to have that defensive tackle being the penetrator, basically trying to split the left tackle and the left guard, and then you will see Micah Parsons in this case being the loop man inside, trying to come free, trying to create pressure. And notice the confidence of this defensive front. This is just something that you'll see as we get more and more into these plays. Notice the alignment of this defense, man. We are singled up, a single high safety at the top, two linebackers in the middle. We believe in our talent as the Dallas Cowboys, and it just showed with the dominant performance that the Dallas Cowboys had over these New York Giants in the first game of the season. So we'll go ahead and let this roll from this angle so that you guys can kind of see. Notice Micah Parsons looping in, and notice the immediate escape. Now, Micah Parsons does not get a sack on this play, but the Micah Parsons effect is something that is substantial, and that's what I want you guys to see as we look at this other angle. All right, so Micah Parsons has the Micah effect. Look at the loop here, and then immediately you see Daniel Jones escape. Now, really, if we run this play back and you look at it and you want to be a little bit more technical, just to understand what's going on here, look, Daniel Jones has time to slide left in the pocket, right, on this play. He could have maintained his platform and still had an opportunity to throw the ball downfield. But as soon as he sees Mike Parsons, look at that happy feet. You see the stutter step? The ball comes down, and then I'm running for my life. Now I gotta go. That is the Micah Parsons, aka what I call the Mike Tyson effect. And so the Mike Tyson effect is this, and we'll go to the next play on this, and we'll pause it here for a quick second. The Mike Tyson effect is this, is that Mike Tyson, he was a famous heavyweight boxer in his prime in the late 80s, early 90s. And what he did is that he knocked out opponents and he beat them so viciously and soundly that opponents, before they even fought him, they had fear. And so Micah Parsons, at this point in his career, he incites fear into opponents, and I'll give you more evidence of that as we let this play roll. So notice at this particular angle, now we're looking at really what we call a 4-3 under front. Micah Parsons slants inside, and look, again, we see the Mike Tyson, aka Micah Parsons effect on that particular play too. Because if we look at it from the opposite angle, you'll see Micah Parsons here. They run another game. Notice again, and we'll pause it. Notice again, we see Micah Parsons slanting inside. We see the wide defensive tackle heads up on the right tackle, right? That's always an indicator of a twist or a stunt coming by the defensive tackle and the defensive end. So we'll go ahead and let it run, and we'll see Micah Parsons looping inside. And so the New York Giants are trying to set up a screen here, right? But now, because of Happy Feet, he throws the ball early. Happy Feet, aka Daniel Jones. He throws the ball early, and it's really almost in the dirt. Saquon Barkley makes a fantastic catch, right? In the midst of that, Micah, look right there. Saquon Barkley makes a fantastic catch, right, to even keep that off the ground. But because of the fear factor, and this is how disruptive. So it's not always about getting a sack and that you may necessarily the sack, fumble, or what have you, but it's the pressure and it's the mental game of you being in the opponent's head. And Micah Parsons is definitely in these quarterbacks' head. So we'll go to the next play. All right, so look at Micah Parsons here, and this is the very next play. And so we'll freeze it at the top of the screen. So notice this is a bunch trips formation. This is all designed to get off an inside run. Notice that the stack, and then you're going to see the motion over by the outside receiver. Micah Parsons is here. Now, this play is run opposite of Micah Parsons, a power run on the inside. We'll let it run. Micah Parsons is not supposed to make this tackle. Look at this lead play inside. Micah Parsons down the field on the tackle. Beautiful. Beautiful pursuit. Beautiful getting his hands off and disengaging and beating the left tackle. And if you notice, the left tackle is frustrated there. So we're running from this angle. I want you in particular to look at number 78 at the end of this play. He's frustrated. He wanted to pancake Micah Parsons. It was nothing he could do. So Micah Parsons inside. He compresses the hole. He comes off. Boom. Makes the tackle. Look at him. 78 snapping his head, clapping his hands together. He's frustrated. Now, let's go to the very next play. Here you see Micah Parsons here, and notice this is a really aggressive front to really deal with these Giants. And so notice, because of the awareness of Micah Parsons, you see a quick escape again by Daniel Jones. And I call that, again, and you'll hear me say this, the Mike Tyson effect of Micah Parsons. He is yelling off this edge. These guys can't block him. You can't block Micah Parsons with a tight end. There's absolutely no way. And look, you see, run that back. When we'll run this back, and you'll see Daniel Jones at the side of his eye. You saw him slightly tilt toward the way of Micah Parsons. As soon as when he sees Micah Parsons in his vision, he escapes. All right, so we'll keep going here. Now, this is the embodiment of the Mike Tyson effect, the fear factor. There it is, offsides by the left tackle. Offsides. That is the embodiment of the fear effect, because he knows that I have no chance in the world to block a Micah Parsons. He's too fast. He's too good. I have to get off the ball. I got to try to cheat. And it still didn't work. So you'll see it from this angle, and you see him going early. And he went early, and had that play went live, he still would have gotten beat. He's pointing at Micah Parsons. He went early. Micah Parsons beats him with his hands. He still would have gotten beat around the edge, in my opinion. Now, let's look at this particular play. All right, so notice that out of this angle, you see trips to the bottom of your screen, 3 receivers at the bottom, 1 at the top. He beats the guy so soundly, and it's a fumble, and that's a sack. That's his first sack. So Micah Parsons is just so much to deal with. And it's not just his speed. We'll talk a little bit more about this in the next coming plays. It's not just his speed, but what you see with Micah Parsons on this tackle is the improvement of the hands. Look at the hands. Look at the quick rip under. You see the quick rip under. The stick with the hands and the quick rip under. And there it is. The quick rip under. The guy's holding him. He disengages. And, I mean, that's easy money, especially with the bad snap. So Micah Parsons' dominance has really opened up the door to create pressure from other people. This is Micah Parsons here inside on the right tackle. He's double teamed, he slants inside, and they still can't block him. They double team him. I mean, that's just ridiculous explosion, ridiculous lateral movement, ridiculous use of the hands. And you'll just see, this is one of the best plays to see all of his skills combined, okay? First step, lateral movement, hands, explosion, finish. First step, hands, lateral movement, he's clean, close and finish. Tremendous explosion. He's one of the best closers in the game, man. If he gets a beat on you, it is no escape. And in truth, he's a lion in that regard. Okay, guys, so in this event, look, this is the genius of Dan Quinn involved with this and moving Micah Parsons around. Notice he's at different angles, in different plays, in different ways, over different people. And, you know, this is really the Dan Quinn effect in terms of his genius. And notice who's right next to him, right? You got problems. So you got Micah Parsons there, but to Micah Parsons' left is DeMarcus Lawrence. So you got LVE right next to him. So if we freeze it here, you'll see that, okay, we got a problem here because we got to figure out how to block Tank Lawrence, who is a wide, almost 11 technique, right? And then you got Micah Parsons. So Dan Quinn has concocted this in such a way where it causes a true conundrum and a conflict with that offensive tackles or in the game. Like, look at these guys on the right side. They got a problem here. They got to figure out how to block all of these guys right here. And so it's a problem. So this is also, a big tribute to Dan Quinn in terms of his genius and his savvy as it relates to Micah Parsons and moving these pieces around to get opportune plays versus inferior opponents and putting his players in the best position to be successful. We'll let this run. Look at this, hands, overhand, close and finish, beautiful. That's Micah Parsons embodied right there and crawling like a dog, man. So Micah Parsons, in my opinion, very well could be the MVP this year for the Dallas Cowboys defensively, but also for the entire league in terms of his output performance and the greatest improvement of him being his hands and his awareness from this year to last year. So follow Boss Cowboy Sports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. Turn on your bell notification icons for the latest and greatest in Dallas Cowboy sports and news. And until next time, we'll see you.